All righty, Roo. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Inside Texas. I'm Jeff Michaels, and the good-looking guy on the other side over there, the stud muffin of Matagorda County. That would be Mitch Thames right there.
Muffin, I like it. Keep playing my ego.
Let's see. I'm the stuffed muffin, and that is the stud muffin. So I've been called that many different times, and that's okay.
The
All right.
Muffin Brothers.
With the Muffin Brothers. There you go. That's right. All right, we're going to get right into it because I have a couple graphics and stuff up. A lot of people are talking. I know the Weather Service, the guys on the news channels come up and are blowing stuff up. Some of them are blowing stuff up like crazy. Some of them aren't saying anything yet. The whole thing is this tropical system that's supposed to move into the Gulf over Florida. I'm going to show you. I got some graphics here that I'm going to bring up. I'm going to show you. We don't know what this is going to do yet. We have no idea. Not until it gets into the Gulf. Right now, it is in the other side of Florida. Now, I'm going to bring this up first. I'm going to add this here. There we go. That's a live radar of what's going on. Now, if you see Florida, if you know the United States, you know where Florida is. You see that big glob of rain and everything. The low pressure system, believe it or not, is on the other side of Florida. It's off of the Fort Myers, not Fort Myers. What's northern?
Not far from Orlando, right?
It's just off the coast. The low pressure system is anyway. So that is supposed to skedaddle across Florida tonight. Now, every hour right now, because of all the changes and everything that's going on, every hour they're monitoring this storm to see what it will do. Now, if you remember a few years back with the tropical storms that came from the same direction and dumped a lot of rain in Louisiana, I think that was Allison that did that, Tropical Storm Allison a few years back.
83? There was one that hit Houston in 83.
83, yeah.
I had just come over from Alabama to Houston with the phone company.
Yep.
And it was a tropical storm, and man, it dumped just massive amounts.
Yeah, we're talking. So when I moved down here in 90, it was 97, 98 when that tropical system moved across.
Oh, okay.
And it moved the same way, and so did Allison. They came across the same way, skedaddled along the Gulf Coast, and sort of stalled out. I don't think this one is going to stall out, but we don't know where it's going to turn in, if it's going to continue to go straight across.
Well, it doesn't have a lot of steering currents, right?
Nothing right now. No, just some southerly winds. That's it. There's not a whole lot of steering current, so it's just going to go.
Kind of the same with what's going on in Central Texas, right? There's just nothing to move it off.
Yeah, I'm going to explain that. I'm going to explain that too in a moment or so. So I'm going to take this one off, and we're going to, let me see, I'm going to delete that. Okay, stop screen there. Okay, and then I'm going to add this one. Okay, so this is what the National Weather Service posted. You can see where the X is. That's actually where the low is, and that's as of just a little bit ago. As of 6 p.m., I believe it was. The new update will come in at 8. And they'll put it up there again. But there's a 30% chance of development. I don't want people to go crazy and go nuts and stuff.
Right.
Hurricane wise, turning it into a hurricane, the way that it's moving, and for it to get together in a short period of time and skedaddle on the coast, usually, and we say 90% of the time, that these things do not turn into hurricanes. They stay a tropical system, a tropical storm, or a tropical wave. So this could develop into a tropical system.
It could be named, though. There's a possibility. Yeah. I think we're in the D's.
Yes, yeah, we're in the D's now, and I'll look up then and see what that is. But just to let everybody know, we're going to keep our eyes out on this. Andy's doing a great job with giving me information. You can go to our Facebook page at Gulf Coast One. Andy is in charge of Gulf Coast One Radio's Facebook page now. He puts all the information out there, as much as you need and more than you're going to get. But it's going to be the most accurate stuff that you're going to see. And you're going to see it primarily before the news stations and stuff get it out. Because we get our stuff very, very quick with emails from the National Weather Service Hurricane Center, the LCRA now. We got hooked up with everything. Now, I can tell you this, the Gulf waters are very, very warm. They're very warm for this time of year. They're about 10 degrees warmer than they should be at this time of year. Normally, these are August and September water temperatures, but here we are in mid-July, and again, we're talking about extremely warm Gulf waters. And not only that, when tropical systems tend to creep along the coast, they're in shallower water, and it's warmer water. So shallower water stays warm, and the deeper water churns up and gets a little cold. So this is going to stay along the warm water. It's not very deep where it's going to be traveling across, but
which is why tropical storms are so dangerous with a rain event. Now, hurricanes, they need the deeper water, right?
Yes,
but
they do.
Tropical storms, that's drawing that moisture off the shallower. So, but that's where you get the scary amounts of rain.
You do, and the thing is, it could be on the west side of the storm, east side of the storm. Tropical systems don't care; they're just going to dump rain.
Well, it's kind of like that, Jeff. I mean, the low is way off in the water, but the rain is pounding Florida right now.
Yeah, the rain's pounding Florida.
So it's not like that circular pattern with the hurricane.
No, it's an unorganized. Yeah, right now it's unorganized. It is spinning at lower levels, but as soon as it starts catching up in the upper level spin, and that's when it starts acting like a vacuum cleaner and starts sucking up all that warm water. Now, go ahead.
Well, I want to let everybody know since everybody's hyper vigilant now. We did activate the Emergency Operations Center. We're still at a level 2. But we did operate. We are monitoring it from the staff standpoint. Amanda Campos is on it. She's on all the calls, and they're forwarding all the information. Just as you're getting it, Jeff, she's getting it. The judge is getting it. I'm getting it. I'm not studying it the way y'all are, but just to let everybody know. Now, I will tell you, Jeff, I posted that on the Matagorda County Emergency Operations Center Facebook page, and I thought I did a really good job of saying we don't have any idea. Nobody has any idea where it's going to go. So I posted what I thought was a pretty clear message. Preparation. This is the time to be prepared.
Right.
Buddy system. All the traditional pre-storm checklist. And I mean, it wasn't a minute and a half after I posted it, and some lady freaking out said, "Is this headed here?" And I wanted so bad. I wanted so bad to say, "Did you not read the body? Did you not read?" But in a time of a crisis, people, they don't comprehend as much as they normally do. And right now with the deaths in Kerrville, I get it. And now a possible storm. But read the press releases. We spend a lot of time on them to make sure they're accurate, to make sure they're timely, to make sure that they're got the message that we need the people to hear. But I really want you to read it. I don't want you to freak out. This woman was already freaking out because I said that we were monitoring a low pressure system. I didn't even call it. I called it a low pressure system. I didn't even call it a storm.
Right.
I just want people to pay attention and wake up. I would rather you email me, though. Thank you, ma'am, for emailing me the question, because it gives me an opportunity to clear it up.
You're right.
But anyway, just to let you know that the EOC is monitoring. We're very aware of it. We have all the teams in place. The city has been doing all of their pre-storm checklist. I haven't reached out to them, but I know good and well. I know the mayors. I know the city managers. I know a lot of the employees. I know they're already in May. They were getting prepared. Commissioners the same way. Jeff, you're in touch with the commissioners. They've all got their checklist. They've all done everything in preparation of it becoming hurricane season. So that's all, Jeff, just to let people know that we're monitoring it. We're on it. We've not opened the EOC, but we call it our virtual emergency operations center.
Right. Andy just texted me and said he's going to be home in a little while, but he already sent me an update, the new updates from 7 o'clock. The other ones that I didn't get to look at yet, and they will be on our website at gcor1.com. So anytime you want to know, and we're telling everybody this, it's not. Listen, I'm going to tell everybody this too. I don't get paid a dime for what I do, not a penny. Not a single cent, okay? Neither, and Andy doesn't either, from what we try to do. And what we do is give accurate information, and it's not to get an attaboy. It's not to get people all stirred up and riled up. We're just giving you the information that we get to get out there. Now, one of the things, it's like you said, there's too many people out there like this lady that doesn't know the temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico. Let me say this, I know what the temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico are, and I'm a freaking nobody. I know exactly where to go to, where I can look at them, and I can tell you every buoy that's out there. There's a thing on. I can put it on the website. Maybe I should call her and say, hey, why don't you go to my website, and I'll show you exactly.
I fell out of my chair, Jeff. Carolyn and I were watching that. And she goes, Carolyn said, what'd she just say? I fell out. And that's a U.S. senator from the state of Washington. Yeah, she's the leading Democratic person on the committee. I forget what committee that monitors NOAA. And she wants to allocate money for NOAA so that we can determine, we want to be able to purchase these buoys to go in the Gulf so we can determine what the temperatures are in the Gulf.
I can tell her to call me. I'll tell her what they are.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So
that's the scary thing, Jeff. But the good news is she's from Washington State. She doesn't have a clue what a hurricane is. She doesn't have a clue what Gulf temperatures are. She's on a talk show acting like she does. But the good news is we've got you, we've got Andy, we've got Amanda Kempa. We've got real professionals watching it and keeping up with it. And Jeff, you say this all the time, and I got to say it for you. If you find somebody that's going to tell you what the system is going to do and where it's going to go, they're fools and they're lying to you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Is that right?
There's no way. Yeah, absolutely. There's no way of knowing. No way of knowing. Even I don't care if you put this computer out there, you're going to come up with 5 or 6 different scenarios. Okay.
I know.
Now, and that happens all the time. You have a Canadian model, you have a European model, you have a United States model, the Navy has their own model, the Air Force has a model. So you have all these, and I'll tell you what, right now, if you go and look at them all, you're going to say, what is this? This one isn't the same as this one. That one's not the same as this one, because they're not accurate. Right. So what you do is combine the information from all 5 sources, and you come out with a percentage scenario.
Yeah.
If you want to know, we're going to 20%. How do they know we're going to get
percentage?
60%?
Right.
Right. How are they going to know if we get a 60% chance of rain here today? Because they're taking 5 models and they're putting them all together, and the majority that come close to what it is, that's what you're going to get. Okay?
I know.
Just like Hurricane Beryl, everybody had it over here, over there, over here, and I kept on talking to Andy, and I said, Andy, there's not enough wind shear to knock this thing down, Andy.
Yeah.
I'm looking at I can look at upper level winds, lower level winds, mid-level winds. I can look at moisture. I can look at dry air. I can look at water temperatures on the ocean, water temperatures on the ocean floor. So if you want bad information, go get it. It's out there. Just go get it. But we
Well,
are going to work here to make sure that we give everybody accurate information. Yes,
in plenty of time.
yes.
That's the other side I want to stress.
And you
You
know
know,
what? I actually had somebody, real quick, Mitch. I had somebody tell me, listen, Jeff, I don't know how good you are at the weather because you told us there was going to be 10 feet of water in Bay City. I didn't say that. I repeated a message that was
right.
brought to me, and that 10 foot of water stuff is going to haunt me until the day I'm dead. I know it is. I relayed a message. That's what I had to do. And I did.
And Jeff, that message came from 6 different entities.
Yes.
NOAA.
Yep.
LCRA.
Yeah.
It came from, I took the call for the Texas
Army Corps
of Engineers.
Yep.
And all of these doctors, all of these professors, all of these eggheads, I called them.
Yep.
Every one of them to a T agreed. The sheriff didn't agree. I didn't agree. Nate didn't agree. You didn't agree. Nobody agreed because the other side of the Colorado River is lower than our side.
Yes.
But, I took the call from the TDM and they said, Mitch, our models, and it's all models, our models doesn't call for 10 feet. It called for 6 feet. And I thought, well, what's the damn difference between 6 feet and 10 feet? I mean, we still got to act. And I'll keep saying it till I die. You know, Wharton did not evacuate at all. We issued a mandatory evacuation.
That's right.
I was there. I was in the room. Judge Spinrath did not. They had over 300 high water rescues.
Right.
And so, and I will tell you this, the number one goal of Emergency Operations Center is the health and safety of all the residents and the visitors. And I can honestly say we didn't lose one person. Now, it didn't flood.
Yep.
But had it flooded, the whole idea, you know, I kind of liken it now, the 10 feet of water joke. And I know it's a joke. I get it. I love it. Everybody have their little joke.
Yep.
Wouldn't those people in Kerrville would have liked to have had a joke? Yep. You know, I mean, when you think about that, what if we would have had 10 feet of water in downtown Bay City, Texas? That's
and you cannot blame the National Weather Service. They put the issues out. They had 5 guys, 3 of extra guys in the office that night during a storm in Galveston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. They had extra people in there. They were sending the messages out. And now we're finding out more and more and more that the emergency manager in Kerrville did not have his warning stuff on to be notified that this stuff was happening. He said he depended on his other people to know. So point the finger. You want to point the first point local. If something's gone, point local. Those guys ain't screaming.
And that's the reason we issued the press release this afternoon, not to scare people, just like you said, Joe. Right, not to scare people, but to let people know.
Right, you gotta let them know ahead of time. Just
that we're watching. My alerts are on. Amanda's alerts are on. The judge's alerts on. The 3 of us talk regularly, hourly, or text. We don't talk, but we text. And so we're all aware of and I noticed that we're now including Sheriff De Leon, so that he's aware of everything that's going on. And which is a good idea. And so anyway, that's the key. It's not to scare anybody, but that's the reason I tried to word it carefully, Jeff, to say possible and low pressure system and what would I call de-escalating words, right? For people just to wake up and make sure they're understanding what's going on.
Right.
There's a lot goes on behind the scenes, folks. Jeff just gave you a little bit.
Sure, you wouldn't believe it. It's crazy during the time when something's going on to make sure that you people that are listening and everybody out there is safe.
Right.
just to protect. Those people will throw themselves in harm's way just to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
And I see that a lot. Now, let me get to this real quick.
Sure.
That's the live weather radar right now, and you can see above San Antonio, Austin up there. They're still getting rain. Why?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know why is so much rain going up there right now? Why is so much rain going up there? I'm going to tell you why. You have two high pressure systems. You have one on the east coast or just on the east, and you have one towards the west. And you have little low pressure systems building up in between that. Okay, so if you look at a high spins the opposite way as a low. So just think of a low pressure system as a hurricane. Okay, just think of it. That's how it spins. It spins
Counterclockwise.
counterclockwise.
Yep.
Right. A high pressure system spins clockwise. Okay.
Right.
So if you have one on the west, that's going to keep the mountain areas that all dry. That's why they get the fires and stuff out there. Those high pressure systems keep the moisture out there. Push that moisture to the south and east of it. And then if you have one on the east side, you have that turning around. You have that one turning around clockwise, which is lift, and that's lift up out of the Gulf or out of Mexico. So all that rain it goes to the Mexican mountains and stuff like that. It's just a path. It's a path that right now, just to set up, it's a path that's bringing moisture right up into the hill country, right up out of the valley into the hill country. And what happens is there's nothing up above it to steer it. So it's not grabbing it and pulling it up really fast. Okay.
Yep.
All you got is these little the Gulf wind coming up there. So there's nothing really pushing it up, but there's a lot of moisture in the air. So when humidity levels get above 55, 60%, especially about 65%, you can expect thunderstorms. That's why we got the deluge that we got down here in Matagorda. It just piled up. It was like a bulldozer coming in and moisture saying, I ain't moving. Okay.
Right.
But the moisture saying, I'm not moving, I'm staying here. And this low pressure comes along, or these little low pressures come along and say, well, we're going to try to push it. And they just drop a lot of rain. And that's what's happening right now in the hill country. Now,
well, and it's not unusual. I mean, that happened. Now it hasn't happened in a while because of the drought or the lack of steering and lack of highs being. Because I was hearing a lot about the historical aspects of flooding in that area.
Yes,
and it's not just Kerrville. People are keying on Kerrville because that's where a lot of the deaths were.
Right.
But there is a lot. I've got some stuff to touch on when we go into the hill country. But
well, go ahead.
You're right. I just saw where, and that was shocking to me, that the city manager admitted that he had his alerts off on his phone. He talked about living with his phone 24/7, and we do. I do too. It's on next to me all the time. But it's that's amazing to me. But here's what and I'll talk a little bit more about what's going on. And Jeff, you were right. Last week you talked a little bit about why those buildings were down what I would call in the floodplain. And it's come out that the FEMA flood maps, the county, Kirk County challenged those flood maps and got them changed so they could add almost 30 structures down in what I'm going to call as the riverbed now. You were absolutely right. And so, and then the Kerrville city manager not having his alerts on. And I'm sure that, I'm going to say this. Everybody wants a holiday and everybody wants to spend time with their family. Jeff, I remember being in Grenada, great weekend, planning a weekend when they had the rail car leaking out at the Oxea Celanese plant, and I was on the phone on the computer till about 8-9 o'clock that Friday night. So, you take. I don't understand the city manager and the emergency management person not being prepared, Jeff. That's
Well,
just.
here's the issue that I have with that. You know what the weather forecast was the day before? There was
I knew
the
it.
day
Yes,
before.
yes.
I knew it. You knew
Thursday.
it. So
You're
if
right.
you know there's
You're
a
right.
possible flash flood
You're
coming
right.
into your area the day before,
I
what are you
know.
going to do? Sit back and turn off your phone and say, somebody else got this. And
Yeah.
you're the the manager. Oh man, no way. I'd be having no.
I know.
Somebody's
I
going to pay for what happened.
Yeah. No,
Unfortunately.
I agree. I do. And I'm I know it's on the special session. Here's what I hope. I hope the state legislature doesn't do anything stupid. And not stupid, that's probably a strong word. I just hope that they don't do anything that's ineffective to affect change and just to make change for change's sake. A lot of times they'll throw, well, what have you done to help those poor people in Kerrville? Well, we threw some money at it. Because that's really all the legislature can do is allocate dollars.
Yes.
And give direction. I've heard, we had a siren system here in Matagorda, Jeff. We had 32 sirens associated with the South Texas Nuclear Project. 32 sirens were in a 10-mile area. But I want people that start screaming. I had a woman ask me, do we have sirens in Matagorda County? Warning sirens. And I said, well, we did, but that's 1940s technology. And we upgraded to iPaws, integrated a messaging system that we can give specific instructions for.
Right.
But I'm just afraid that they're going to go try to throw some sirens down there in that river valley, which is fine, but it takes maintenance and it takes upgrades and you have to test them because you don't know if they're out or not, right? I mean, the STP sirens, and I forget, was it Wednesday at noon? It went off every Wednesday at noon.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, there were times I've heard sirens go off and it was just one was struck by lightning and the siren went off. So I want them to be careful. Now, if I understand right, and I still need to do some homework, the city of Comfort, Texas, had a flood back years and years ago, killed 10 people at a Christian camp, much like what happened in Kerrville. And they've now got a siren system, warning system that blows different frequencies. So 2 shorts mean flood. 3 longs mean weather. That kind of stuff.
They got 2 of them.
How big is Comfort? How big is that town? And how big is that river basin? I mean, it goes from Hunt all the way to Center Point? Maybe something past Center Point?
Well, yeah. Close.
That's a long way.
But they did get 2 of them. It is a long way. They're very loud. I did see a story on it. They spent let me give it right. $70,000 is what they spent. $35,000 for each one.
Just 2 sirens?
They spent
Comfort did?
2 sirens.
Okay.
Yeah, the 2 sirens along down
because
there.
It's a small community.
Yes, and they put it right there in that area only. So the town spent a total of, I forget what it was, $100,000, I guess, having installed, put in, or whatever. But there's little things down by the river that if the water gets up to a certain point, it automatically sends that siren off to the signal that is for that. They have fire warning, which is another one.
Okay.
They have the flood warning is another one, and there's something else.
Severe weather or something.
Severe weather.
See, here's what gets me. Everybody's got a cell phone. You just got to make sure your alerts are turned on. It's the same with it. It's here's the way I explain it. I call it a siren in your pocket. You're carrying it with you. But you have to have your alerts turned on. You have to go to settings, and you have
Yes.
to go to alerts, and you have to go, yes, I want alerts. Now,
Yep.
is it a pain in the butt sometimes? Yes, it is. We were going through Louisiana one time and our phones went off. And come to find out, we were in the middle of a tornado warning. We didn't know. We were driving down I-10, just happy
Right.
as a lark. Of course, and our sirens went off when we were in Lubbock. Our iPads went off when we were in Lubbock when the tornadoes were coming there.
Yep.
So it's a good tool. It's a modern tool, and it gives you what the warning is.
Yeah.
So
I can tell you this real quick.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this real quick. I can tell you they have cell issues up there in the HillCuntry. That was one of the big complaints that we talked when we we were up in Borney, Texas. Okay.
Okay.
When Midfield went up and dropped off all the stuff, we had one bar at the place that we were at, so it was very, very hard to get a signal. We actually had to walk away from the barn and go out towards the road and move to get a decent signal up there. I can tell you this as well. An iPhone and an Android will pick up two different kinds of signals. My wife, I could have full bars on my phone and she'll have two. So it depending on the signal that's being sent out, the 5G signals and all these other ones on the towers and stuff.
Right.
You got to watch. Make sure, and that's one thing. Make sure where you're at, wherever you're staying, you have a decent signal, or somebody that's with you on a phone that has a decent signal on your phone. If you got signal issues, another thing you can do, and they tell you to do, is turn your phone off. Right. And then wait a couple seconds and turn it back on to catch the signal in here, because sometimes it doesn't switch. Your phone. That's another thing, and that does happen a lot. So I just saw where they were talking about that the other day. The National Weather Service was saying the same thing. People were saying they didn't get their warnings or whatever, and I barely had a signal. Well, the one thing you first want to do is turn off your phone and turn it back on, and see what your signal is then. If you're somewhere where you got a low signal, check with somebody close to you, near you, or that's with you that might have a stronger signal, and let that phone on.
See, I could see that. And then I don't mind the state incentivizing the telecommunication companies, whichever one it is. I don't have any idea, to beef up the cell service there as well. We've got a bunch of money for a broadband deployment. So there, I mean, they can't hardly give all the money away. I could there's one I could see that I would support. I mean, I'll support a siren if that's what the community wants, but the maintenance on it and making sure that they're all operating properly. 2 for a town of Comfort doesn't seem too terrible. 32 here in Matagorda County in a 10-mile circle was astronomically expensive. I'm just going to throw it out there.
I don't think the siren system would always work, and especially at night. People sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
They got headphones on. They got something. It's not always going to work at night. You need to have the thing that goes off on your phone that's loud. It's next to you. It's by you all the time. You need that. That's another reason why. I live down the street where the siren used to be. Yeah. A lot of times, during the test, I was here one time at the land, and I barely heard it when we were outside.
Okay.
It
depends on which way the wind's blowing too, right, Jeff?
So that's another issue. People think, the sound's going to travel. No, it don't work that way. So do this favor. Don't depend on your local government all the time to babysit you. Check out these things. There's things that run 24 hours a day. I know you guys have it. LCRA has it. I have it. Where something is running all the time and it's up to date. Don't be calling in saying, hey, what's going on? go to these pages, man. I can't push this enough. The pages, and just on my website, all the connections to for you to get help, for you to get the weather, for you to get the temperature, for you to get the tide conditions, for you to get the National Hurricane Center, for you, everything. It's there, and it's not going to lie. I love this when somebody says, "Well, you're not talking about this." And man, this guy came on and he was talking about, oh my God, we need to clear out of here and do this and that. No, who are you listening to? Is that guy living on the coast? No, he lives in Arkansas somewhere. You don't know what's going on.
It's like that senator from Washington. Talking stupid stuff. Talking the ranking member of that committee that is sitting there talking about we need to buy these buoys that can measure the temperature of the Gulf. She had it that the rains in Kerrville, she was getting hurricanes and this flooding in Kerrville mixed up. And I get she doesn't know what a hurricane is from the Washington state. I get it, but she's on a national talk show talking like an idiot. I mean, I told you, I almost fell out of my chair. It was so silly and sad.
Yeah.
And there she is. She's wanting to throw money at the problem because they want to go back to their district and go, I did something. Well, what'd you do? Well, I allocated money. Well, nobody spent it. Well, it's not my fault. I allocated money. I did what? I'm sure there'll be hearings. The legislature kicks off July 21st. Special session, 30-day special session. The governor called it long before the disaster in Kerrville.
Right.
But so he's already had 18 items on the agenda. THC, trying to regulate THC. I mean, there's all kinds of things, major things. They've added creating warning systems. And my question is, you've got flooding and deaths in Austin, in Travis County. You've got flooding and deaths in Georgetown.
Right.
You've got flooding and deaths in Llano, flooding and deaths in San Saba, flooding and deaths in Kerrville. And then all points in between, you're going to put siren systems in all of Central Texas? I just got, Jeff, I don't get it. Hopefully they'll come to, and it's not the state legislature's fault that the city manager and the county emergency management person had turned their alarms off. I mean, that's just stupidity, in my opinion. I'm not calling them stupid. I'm just saying that was a very, and he admitted it on camera. I just watched it. He said, I hate to admit it, but my alerts were turned off.
And you know what? I'm going to regret saying this, but I'm going to say this anyway. Listen, Trump's a dumbass on some of this stuff, but this was not his fault. Okay.
Right.
I'm just telling you.
Right.
I don't agree with a lot of crap that Trump does. I don't agree with Biden, Kamala. No. That's why I don't depend on them. I don't listen to them. I don't care. Whatever they say,
I like it.
Whatever
That's
they want
right.
to do, it's going to get screwed up anyway. So do not depend on your big higher ups in government to tell you what to do or how to do it. Listen, live your life and live local. If you're local, live local.
That's right.
Don't worry about the hurricane in Florida. We'll get the news on that. If you live local, we will give you that local information. Listen, I don't try to determine and follow hurricanes in Alabama. I try to help my friends. I try to help my friends in Louisiana because we got friends there, and they always call me over here saying, "Hey, we're getting told this over here. Jeff, is that right?" I said, "Let me look into it." We look into it. We give the information. And they're all happy, including TV stations that call us, okay? Sure. That call over here and say, Jeff, we're getting this information. What do you got? Can you match it up? Yes. Okay. Then we're going to go with it. I don't go with anything unless, again, I's are dotted, T's are across, and that's what we'll look at. But you cannot blame the government, who you voted for, because you're a Republican, because you're Democrat, because whatever. I guarantee the people that went out there to help were both Democrat and Republican. Okay.
Oh,
So
sure.
let's throw that bullshit out the window right away.
Right.
If you're Christian or have a heart, then you would be out there doing what it is whatever it is if you had time to do it.
That's
and people
right.
feel bad because they can't get out there and help. You want to help? Send a couple bucks out that way and do that. Or there's plenty of people locally that are collecting stuff to take out there, which are taking out there all the time.
Plenty.
So
that's right.
Plenty.
Even though they probably don't need anything.
No,
I know they're having a hard time.
Yeah. The problem right now is they're not going to depend on the government because FEMA's so screwed up right now. They're not getting the MREs and all that other stuff out there, but they got enough food. HEB's taking care of them. Yeah. All that whole area out there. So everybody's being taken care of.
Plus, they have the power. I mean, the HEBs are open. The gas stations are open. The fuel stations
everything is open.
Yeah.
Everything is open. There were a couple of telephone poles here and there that got hit with trees as they were coming down. But electricity-wise, water-wise, sewer-wise, all that stuff, it's all working. They all got that.
Yeah,
it's not like
that's a blessing.
It's not like it got blown away. But going back to what you were saying earlier about having these places so close to the water, man, what a big mistake that is. If you live and all it has to do is for money. That's all. To me, I'd rather be broken alive than a millionaire and dead because you can't do nothing with it anyway. So,
75 years ago, and I thought about this, 75 years ago, when they started thinking about buying land for the Texas Lions camp for handicapable children, I always wonder back then, did somebody ask, well, wouldn't it be beautiful to put the camp down here on the Guadalupe River? But no, it's 1,700 feet above sea level. It's way up on a hill. The Guadalupe's here, and then you've got some land, and then you've got a major highway, and then the camp. You literally, when you drive in the gate, you start driving straight up. And how smart was that? From those leaders back 80 years ago when they started dreaming about a Texas Lions camp. But like you said, all those other camps, summer camps, wanted to be, right next to the water.
Yeah.
Too close.
Common sense was more available back in the old days than it was in the.
Well, now it's like you said, I think the Bucks are driving it. It's the money.
Money. Yeah, money.
It's the money. That's a beautiful river there. It's just beautiful. Look at it. It's beautiful. You can tube it. You can fish in it. How great is it?
The ocean looks beautiful too until a hurricane comes up and then you got 20 feet of water over your head. So all this stuff is great, but it will kill you. Water will kill you. So
run. What do they say? Run from the water and hide from the wind.
Yeah.
The other thing, Jeff, I wanted to bring up real quick too, and it has a lot to do with what you just said, and that is finding sources of information that you trust. And because I've got the Wharton Post, now I have no idea who or what runs whatever a Wharton Post is on Facebook, but it's the Wharton Post Facebook page. On July 5th at 9:29 p.m., said those who live in the low-lying, flood-prone areas along the Colorado River in Fayette, Colorado, and Wharton counties should make preparations now to deal with possible conditions next week. Some portions of the massive amounts of water upstream will be controlled, but released downstream by the Highland Lake Dam in Austin could have an effect here. That is a somewhat true statement, but there has been none released from Lake Travis, which is where water comes down that affects the lower 5 counties. There is zero. Now, That's not to say in the future that they may not. What did I did look up the latest. I noticed that Andy had the latest. This is as of 5:02 p.m. And what happens is inks, the Buchanan is one. It's a constant level. So Buchanan does have 2 floodgates open, but you have to understand it's a series of dams down the river,
Right.
down the Colorado River.
Right.
And yes, the Buchanan Dam is releasing 2 floodgates and might open 2 more. That flows into Inks Lake. Inks Lake says they could also discharge water, flood waters from there, and it goes into Lake LBJ. LBJ has right now, they do have floodgates in operations from Wirtz, which goes into Starkey or Marble Falls. And they have, but here's what I'm going to read. Mansville, Travis, June 14th, 5:10 p.m. Current levels was 667 feet. By the way, full is 681. That's considered full. So we're getting close to full. About what is that, 18 feet?
Yeah.
No floodgate operations to pass floodwaters are expected at Mansfield Dam at this time. So I just wanted to say that if you've got somebody in our area saying that there's problems, now El Surrey, I'm watching El Surrey all the time. I'm trying to make sure I'm watching what's going on. If they open floodgates, we will know it. El Surrey is a very good partner of ours. They keep us informed. But at this point, there is no need. There is still storage capacity in Travis. Travis and Buchanan are both storage lakes. Now, I will give it to you. Buchanan was at 40-something% full. It is now 98% full. Is it serious? Yes. Is it worth watching? Yes. Is it worth scaring people over? Heck no.
No.
And it's just what we're talking about, Jeff. It's no different with flood operations, river operations, or hurricanes.
That's correct.
It's no different.
Andy just sent me this text, so I'm going to read it quick. The BS is growing exponentially about this storm. Most decent models are taking most of the moisture into Louisiana, staying to our east. But there's a chance it moves west. 72-hour forecasts are fairly good. We're not there yet. After that, it's an educated guess.
See,
remember, on the other thing, there were 4 to 5 camps on the Guadalupe that evacuated that night that had the same information.
That's a great point, Andy.
Yep.
Great point.
Yep, they already knew it.
They got the alerts.
Yeah, they did.
That's a great point. That is.
So somebody that's sitting around saying, "Well, we didn't get that information," or the Weather Service never, is full of crap. It's very easy. Yeah,
they're blaming the wrong people.
Yeah, they're blaming the wrong people. The people, again, let's go back. Local. That's all local up there. So you want your local up there. What do you want? Someone to fly in from the National Weather Service to come and tell everybody to get out? They sent the message to the people they're supposed to, and those people did not get out the message to the people that needed to be told.
And Jeff, it's real important for them to understand why local are in charge. It's in the Texas Constitution. Since the beginning of Texas, the county judge is the chief emergency management director.
Right.
It's law. The Weather Service can make recommendations, and I read this and I realize it's true. The Weather Service can only warn you. The only person that can order an evacuation is one person or his or her designate, and that's the county judge.
That's correct.
I can't issue an evacuation. Amanda can't. It's got to be Judge Seiferman.
That's correct.
He is the one.
Yep.
And he said it the other day, the buck stops with him, right?
Yep. That's right.
But every county judge, so if you got fingers to point, I wouldn't even point at the city manager, although I have been.
Yep.
Where was the county judge? Where was the emergency management person? I get the city manager's got some say, but I don't know that. I guess the city manager could recommend. But to order a mandatory evacuation by state law, it's the county judge, not the weather service, not Congress, not the state legislature. It's the county judge. So that was a good point.
Andy said, yes, Mitch, exactly right. The LCRA will catch the Colorado water based on rain now in Travis.
Yeah.
Travis is
Until
the only true. Right. Travis is the only true flood control lake on the Colorado, but has caught a bunch of water. They released water into Travis just like it's planned to do. And then he said, thank you, Mitch. Locals need to make decisions that affect their citizens. That's what I said. Blame it on the law. You want to blame somebody about that whole bull ass shit up there? If the local people were sleeping on it. That's all I'm going to tell you. They were sleeping on it. And if you want to have buildings that close to a river that floods in the past,
historically
should tell you don't build the free. Nothing's changed. They haven't made it wider. They haven't made it deeper. They haven't made it longer. They haven't done anything. It's going to flood. If it can, it will. That's with anybody living along the coast.
That's another one, Jeff. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to flood in Sargent, Matagorda, and Palacios. Yeah. At some point.
Someone that lives along the coast will go, well, my house never flooded before, and this time it flooded, so I don't know if they're doing the drainage wrong. You live on the coast, man. You live on the coast. You live in the hill country, you're gonna get swallowed, especially in low-lying areas along rivers. You're gonna get it. Look at those people in Mexico. They live in the hill country and stuff. They get flooded all the time. Landslides, everything like this. They don't blame their government. They don't blame the weather service. They don't blame. No, they know where they live. They know where they live.
They clean it up and go on.
They clean up and go on. Do not go and say, well, it's never flooded here before. I've never seen it flood like this before. If you were born, I don't know, 1910, 1913, then we go to 1918. Let's go to 1933, 1937. I had a whole list of every time it flooded there. And I was like, my God, that place floods a lot. Why would they build those buildings along a river like that?
You said it last week. And then come to find out they had to go and fight the maps to give them permission to build them there.
Yeah, Andy says we'll have lots of time to find out where the blame lies, but who in the hell thought you'd have a 26-foot rise in 45 minutes? You don't. Yeah. You don't know it. How the weather service ain't going to be able to tell you that either. They don't know. Well, nobody can tell you that.
They know the potential's there.
Sure it is. They told them that.
They told them. You were right, because Thursday I was watching that weather report, and I've been interested in the Lake Travis and the lake levels because of our drought conditions. And I made a mental note, and actually took my laptop with me last weekend. I made a mental note. Hey, I'm because it's going to rain up there. I am going to kind of check in on Lake Travis just to see if the rains will benefit us in with the lake levels. And so I knew it Thursday. Yeah, it's just like you said, Jeff. The weather reports, the potential reports were out probably Wednesday and Thursday. Then you had them issue the warning at 1:17 a.m. or something like that.
Right.
And they sent out the warnings to those that are supposed to get it.
Yep.
And like you said, there were camps that were paying attention and that did take care of it. But hey,
go ahead.
I was just, before we get caught, a couple of things. Your friend and my friend wanted to make sure everybody's aware is having coffee with the commissioner this coming Thursday. I think it's this coming Thursday. Let me double check that, Jeff.
I think
July 17th.
yeah, that's this Thursday.
Okay, so Commissioner Eslenbaum is having coffee with the commissioner in Matagorda. It's at the Coastal Q Barbecue. That's down the street from your house.
Yep.
Thursday it starts at 7:30 and lasts till 9:00 in the morning. So I've gone. I will go. I will be there. I've gone many times. He holds one in Sargent, one in Matagorda.
What time is it? What time is it again?
7:30 to 9. Yeah.
All right. I'll be down. I'll be down for this.
Okay, and that's at the barbecue place.
Yeah.
As you go into Matagorda over there on the left.
Yeah.
And but anyway, I encourage you to go and visit with him. It's very low key. It's literally drinking coffee, standing around talking.
Yep.
And I will tell you, in years past, in events past, if you get there about 7:30, you got him almost all by yourself, because a lot of those folks don't start getting out until 8:39.
I'm going there. I'm going there and blaming them for 16 inches of rain that I got. I'm blaming Mike Eslenbaum for all the rain that I got, and it flooded down here. And I needed to call Noah. I'll call Noah. I had to call Noah and his ark, and all the dogs had to get put up and put in swimsuits. And I was man, that's ridiculous.
It was all Noah's fault, and we need buoys.
All Noah's,
we need buoys.
I wanted to know what the water temperature was in my front yard that day, and I could not find out because I don't have a buoy.
We need a buoy in your front yard.
And Eddie Kirkland's too old to do the weather anymore, so I'm so tired of hearing Eddie Kirkland.
Yeah, why didn't Andy warn you?
He didn't warn me. He wanted to see if I could swim. That was it.
Did you swim?
I blame it. Can I swim? I can.
Okay.
I float more than swim.
Hey, one last thing. This just hit my desk just as I was walking out. This was my second email to you, Jeff. Be ready. TWIA, Texas Windstorm Insurance Association, has now said that they have not voted yet. Let me be clear, but they have decided that there is a deficit money-wise, 3% residential and 5% commercial coverage. So guess what that means? They're going to want to hold a vote here before long to go up on your TWIA insurance, 3% or more. That was the that it is that they're finding is inadequate is the word. 3% inadequate for residential and 5% for commercial. That's a prelude for them voting to increase your TWIA rates. And I don't know about you, Jeff.
You know what? That's all great. That's all great. But when they're called into action to take care of, actually have to use that insurance for somebody, don't sit there and say, "Oh no, well we're only going to give you 10%,
I know
20% of what the fix." No, that's what I would buy insurance for.
I know.
I can go get a loan for $2,000 that you're going to give me to fix up $20,000 worth of crap. I don't know if you know I'm a little bit more vocal right now because I'm really pissed off the way things are going in this country.
I'm telling you, it's tough along the Gulf Coast. Now, I will tell you, Mays Middleton was state senator in Galveston. He's been our champion. So has Todd Hunter, state rep from Corpus, along with A.J. Louderback. Let me tell you, he was on the team. He was certainly there as well. So and Cody Vasut voted is always on our side as well. So we've got all the coastal legislators are in sync saying that. And maybe I'll have another insurance guy call me up and we can debate it online. But I think that we are getting excessive in reinsurance. Insurance folks will disagree with me, but that's where their money comes from. But
we can get John. I can get John DeWitt on.
But I'll keep you informed. That's just the first volley of many to come. Yeah. Where they're trying to up our insurance again. It'll be eventually. It'll be where that there'll be folks. I actually knew a person that moved out of this area because of the property taxes and the insurance, and they said, "Hell, I can go to East Texas and live a lot cheaper than I can here," and packed up and sold out and left. The more people that do that, it's going to be harder to find employees to continue to work at the plants. And there's still a lot of people. You wonder why people drive in here from Harris County and Fort Bend County and Wharton County and Jackson County. Is because they don't pay TWIA.
Right.
They don't get charged TWIA insurance. Yep. My barn is insured. I've got windstorm insurance under the same as my homeowners. Or dwelling. I think I have dwellings. It's not a home; it's a barn, so it's a dwellings insurance policy. But anyway, well, we're on a roll, aren't we, Joe?
Oh yeah. By the way, Andy Reid texted this too. In 1991, they had huge rains in Centex. Travis went to 710 feet. They pushed a lot of water down the river. Wharton flooded.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen rain in weeks, but we had water in our homes.
Yeah.
That was
and I would tell you, LCRA is upset with what I was quoted in the Bay City Sentinel. And it was exactly what I said. It was misconstrued by LCRA as being critical. It was not, and I may have said LCRA, and if I did that, I apologize. What I should have said was the water management plan requires that they hold so much. The trigger level at Travis is so high now that it would not have, if the floods from the 4th, 5th, 6th, 10th, even today, if the floods had happened when it was 80% full, they would be opening every floodgate and flooding us.
Right.
Because there wasn't enough cushion. Thank the Lord. Thank God. There was plenty of cushion. Lake Travis was down to 46% full. I don't know what it is now. It's close to 80. 600 and what did I tell you? 668, 9 feet.
Yeah.
Full is 681. So right now it rose 21 feet overnight. So if you're at 669 and full is 690, that's not enough. So had that same event happened, or if it happens and it rises 21 feet in Lake Travis, then they have to flood us.
Right.
And so the idea for my trigger, the water management plan, not LCRA, not its leadership, not its management, not its board of directors, the water management plan is where I place fault with keeping unsafe amounts of water in Lake Travis before they release it for our agricultural customers, their customers, our agricultural farmers. So I was misquoted. I wasn't misquoted. Quote was perfect. I was misunderstood that I was talking about I should have said the water management plan. And by the way, the Texas Water Management Plan is regulated by TCEQ, Texas Environmental Quality, not LCRA, not the employees, not the staff, not the board of directors. I misspoke. I should have said the Texas, the LCRA Water Management Plan. So there, I said my mea culpas.
You're fired.
Good. I'll take it.
I wonder. I didn't say what's coming. He's quitting.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
He's running for president.
Yeah.
So anyway, just one last thing real quick. We'll keep everybody informed throughout the week. Stay tuned to Gulf Coast One Radio. Also the Matagorda Emergency Management page as well. But all the links are there for everything you need to know and update. As something gets a little bigger, we'll get on the radio. I will do Facebook. deals. We'll have the videos up. Andy and I will do video pages on here and let folks know what's going on. But and also to let's see, real quick. Andy said the LCR does not make the rules on what they hold or what release. They have rules. They have rules. They have to hold and release current levels. Buchanan is at 1,019.15. Full is 1,020. So they're very close to full. Buchanan. Travis is
Buchanan's 1 foot.
Yeah.
There's
Travis
not a difference between 12 inches.
804 based on the flood pool is 681. So
it's the Texas water. It is. It's the water management plan. I should have said that. I apologize.
Right. Hey, well, you're human. You're human, man. Don't the hell with it. Shit, they ain't taking your job. Don't worry. Fuck the hell with them.
Yeah, Andy can have it.
Yeah, Andy, you got it. You got it from here on out. If Mitch misspeaks, Andy, it's your fault. So we're gonna.
It is.
It's
we need congressional hearings.
He has it too easy anyway up there in Wharton.
I know.
You know how it is. Anyway, all right, we're gonna get out of here. Stay tuned to Gulf Coast One Radio and GCOR1.com, and we'll keep you informed of everything going on in the tropics. And just stay on top of it. We'll make sure we give you all the information you need. Anyway, Andy's still texting it. I can't repeat that. I can't repeat that what he said.
No, don't repeat.
He said Andy ain't doing caca. Okay, there we go. That's what he said. Andy ain't doing caca. I cleaned it up a little.
Tell him to go back to sleep.
Go back to sleep, Andy. Go back to sleep now. Take your medicine, that Miller Lite stuff, and then go back to sleep. All right. On behalf of myself, Jeff Michelson, everybody here, and Mitch Dames, by the way, and everybody here at Gulf Coast One Radio, thanks for watching Inside Texas, and we'll see you all next time.